Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a 2020 review of the iPhone X. If you haven't seen my switching over to the iPhone X video, I posted that about a month ago. And for me personally, I like the iPhone X over the new SE, and I would buy it over the new SE, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you should. So in this video, we will do a full review of this phone, as well as comparing it to the iPhone SE at the same time. Now this phone goes for about $400 to $450 on Swappa depending on storage and condition, about $330 to $450 on eBay, again depending on condition and storage. It goes new on Walmart for $561 for the 256GB model, and on Amazon renewed it's about $450. So there's a lot of different ways to get this phone. But I would have to say for the most part the price is similar to the SE. The SE is probably better priced. The base storage of this phone is 64GB with 3GB of RAM, which is the same exact thing as the SE. It's got a 5.8-inch 2436 by 1125p OLED display, and it has a 2716 mAh battery. There is IP67 water and dust resistance, and that's all the specs we'll go over right now. So the very first thing we want to take a look at is design. Now, as you can see, I just face unlocked the phone. That's a difference between the SE. This uses Face ID, the SE uses fingerprint scanner. And that preference is going to be based on the individual, but I do like both options. Now, the display and design is really where I'm saying it's a lot better in the SE. It's got a more modern design with that notch and bezel-less display. It is designed with stainless steel, and it's a glass sandwich, and it's very similar to the iPhone 11 Pro in the design choices that Apple made. Unlike the 4.7-inch 750p display you get in the SE, I can actually watch YouTube videos in 1080p on this, and it's an OLED panel, so the blacks are much better, and I prefer the colors as well. Like I said, this is one of the major reasons I'm saying get the iPhone X over the SE. Now we'll show you guys YouTube. So here is a YouTube video from Linus Tech Tips. It's filmed in 18:9, and in 18:9 it looks terrible on the SE. Maybe I'll show you a picture right here of what it looked like in my review, but in here we get a very nice viewing experience in 1080p, and it's a lot better to watch on here. Now here's one of my videos in 16:9. Now this is a lot more similar to the SE, but still a little bit bigger. But this content was not where I struggled with the SE. It was more in the 18:9 content and with the resolution. And the audio on both the SE and this phone are great. Here's a little test. As you can see, I placed my finger there, and it is dual speakers. Now in the camera department is where the SE destroys the iPhone X, and I'll show you some samples. Maybe we'll get a couple comparisons between phones I've been using in the interim, but there's a lot to be desired with the camera quality on the iPhone X. Video quality is solid though, but the camera quality lacks in low light, overall sharpness, dynamic range. It's just not the best when you're comparing it to the iPhone SE and other phones competing, maybe such as the Pixel 2 XL that I did in another comparison video. Battery life is also atrocious on here, even though it's a 2716 mAh battery versus the 1821 mAh on the SE. I've gotten awful battery life, and you can see right now it's 449, and I've been using my P30 Pro a lot more in this right now because I'm trying to test it out for a video, and I'm on 34, so every day I have to charge at least once or twice before I even charge at the end of the day to get it to 100% for the next day. And that has to do with the battery capacity I'm at. Now I'm not even at one of the worst ones. I've seen iPhone Xs with much worse battery life capacity. I do keep on the optimized charger to try to do my best for it, but either way, it's still going down extremely quickly. I will be replacing it as soon as possible. What's got me through it is the 18-watt charger that came with my 11 Pro. I've been using it on here. I don't know if this supports 18 watts, but I know for sure it supports up to 15 watts and that it is fast charging using it. Now, performance and gaming, the A11 Bionic is still a great chipset here in 2020. I'll show you some Geekbench scores in comparison to the Snapdragon 855, where they're very close, and it even outperforms it in single core. And per usual in one of my reviews, we'll do a little gaming to test that out, but gaming in my experience has been really good on this phone as well. It's extremely smooth. As you can see here, it's very smooth, and I found that even in the longer gaming sessions, it still performed quite well. We died, but we got all our streaks. Okay, so as you could see from there, gaming's very smooth, but it's still not as good as the A13 Bionic. That will be a better future-proof chipset, but for the most part, the A11 Bionic will last you a while, and it's a great chipset and performs extremely well. Quick random things, the haptic feedback, Apple does a great job on that. They have always done. It's great on here as well. You get your Apple ecosystem things. I've luckily been able to use my smartwatch, which I absolutely love. This connects with my Mac, all the stuff you guys know. And then there's just different optimized apps for Apple phones, and this takes advantage of that as well. In conclusion, it isn't as simple as saying you should get the SE over this. The SE is better in performance. It's got a better camera. It's going to get longer software support. For those people who use their phone as a light social media device and want a good camera, I think the SE is going to be a much better option, especially if you keep your phone for longer. But if you're like me and the display really matters, you want a more modern design, and you care about a more premium feel as well, then the iPhone 10 is probably the better option. So let me know what you think. Would you get the iPhone SE or would you get the iPhone 10? Thank you all so much for watching. Hope y'all are doing well, and peace.